Hello and welcome everyone to the 22-day spring psychic cleanse. Today is day 11 of the psychic cleanse and our topic is Fortune Favors the Flexible, featuring the Wheel of Fortune of the Tarot. And as you all know, we are following the hero's journey of the Tarot with the 22 major arcana cards to guide us through this spiritual cleanse. And also today marks day 11 and the halfway point of our transformative journey through the cleanse. So today's topic is the inevitability of change and the invaluable lesson of remaining flexible like water in life. So when you think of the word change, it's a word that can evoke a mix of emotions from excitement to fear. Yet one thing is certain, and that is change is constant. Like the ebb and flow of the tides or the turning of the seasons. It's the very essence of life itself. And resisting it is like trying to swim against a really powerful current. And of course, you'll only exhaust yourself. So I found this interesting quote that I love from John kabat-zinnmeasure, and he says, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." Right? So in our spiritual quest for growth, it's crucial to understand that being too rigid and inflexible can really hinder our progress. So picture this. You're holding on to a person, a place, or a situation for dear life, afraid to let go and flow with the river of change. Well, meanwhile, the universe is whispering guidance and nudging you towards your true path, but you're too fixated on control to hear it. How many of you can relate to that? So, what is your true path? Is it fate or is it destiny? I would say no. Your true path, in my opinion, is comprised of your inner desires and your longings. And you may have put them on hold for a myriad of reasons, typically rooted in fear, but they persist. They persist at the level of spirit. And that's what you're broadcasting to the universe, and that is what the universe is responding to. All right, so I'm not a big believer in fate or destiny. I am a big believer in the law of attraction. And so your path is your inner desires, and that's the stuff that is being broadcast. And so I see a lot of people putting those desires on hold or changing their mind for one reason or another. Again, most of those reasons being rooted in fear. And I frequently say, spirit always wins. So if you're bucking against your true path and blocking the way, I can guarantee that spirit will find ways to help you receive those true desires in wanted and unwanted ways. So it really is essential to proactively embrace change, to be flexible like water, and to go with the flow. Otherwise, the way spirit will help you may not be wanted, or it might just be a big shock to the system or really surprising. So I like to stay ahead of that and work with spirit and not against it. And it being you, your own inner spirit, right? So let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune card, and of course you can follow along on my website, charlenemurphy.com, and find day 11, the Wheel of Fortune. And this is where the wisdom of the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck comes into play. The wheel reminds us that life is cyclical. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. One moment you're riding high on the crest of good fortune, and the very next you're plummeting into the depths of despair, right, on the spectrum. But here's the deal. No matter where you are on the wheel, change is inevitable. And it's how you respond to it that really matters. If you look at the Wheel of Fortune, you'll see that there are spirit guides in the corners. It's a very holy card. The word tarot is in it, or rhoda, which is Greek for the word wheel, and it really speaks to the cycles of life. and that everything is always changing, and that you are surrounded with spiritual guidance to help you along the way. So think of the Wheel of Fortune as a cosmic compass, guiding us through the ever-changing landscape of our lives. And when we remain open and receptive to its guidance, we allow ourselves to flow with the currents of life rather than fighting against them. It's about surrendering to the natural rhythm and seasons of life and trusting that everything happens for a reason, and that there is a conspiracy happening for your ultimate well-being. But receptivity isn't just about sitting back and waiting for good fortune to fall into your lap. It's an active process that requires mindfulness and intention. It's about tuning into the subtle whispers of the universe. And you can do that through meditation, prayer, or just simply being present in the moment, like yesterday when we embraced the energy of the hermit. And when we cultivate this receptivity, we create space for the miracles to unfold. We create space for the fortunes and the blessings to abound. So as we continue our journey through the psychic cleanse, let's channel the wisdom of the Wheel of Fortune. Embrace change, remain flexible, and stay open to the guidance of the spiritual world. And as we do that, we invite good fortune to flow into our lives with ease and grace. And who wouldn't want a little extra magic in their lives? I know I do. So let's talk about today's cleansing exercise. Today's exercise is to welcome change into your life, to maybe challenge your stubbornness or challenge your habitual nature, right? So during the course of your day today, do something different in your routine. Try something new for lunch. You can hit a different coffee shop. You can take a different route home, or shop at a new grocery store, or try a brand new workout at the gym. This activity will kind of force you to grease your Wheel of Fortune and help you remain flexible. Have fun with this. All right, next is your journal prompt. So a nice short one today, and you can do this tonight, maybe after you do your exercise on changing things up. Reflect on a time when you resisted change. I know I have. There's been things in my life where it's like, ooh, I knew I should have gone right and I went left instead. So think of one of those times where you just resisted change, and how did that work for you? Write about that. And then ultimately, not to beat ourselves up, but to learn. What did we learn from that experience? And how can you approach future challenges with more flexibility? So food for thought, right? And here is your creative meditation for today. Eyes closed, visualize a leaf floating downstream. Curious, what color is that leaf? What kind of leaf is it? Effortlessly gliding over the rocks and around all the bends. See how that leaf adapts to the twists and turns of the stream, moving with ease and grace. And as you watch that leaf in your mind's eye, reflect on the journal prompt. Recall that time when you resisted change. Now, without judgment, explore the emotions and the thoughts that arose during that experience. And finally, imagine yourself as the leaf, surrendering to the flow of life and embracing change with an open heart. Trust the current. Really let yourself trust the current and feel a sense of freedom and liberation as you let go of any resistance and allow yourself to be carried forward by the current. And last, I'll leave you with today's affirmation. Borrow mine or write your own. Mine is, I release resistance and welcome the flow of abundance and opportunity into my life. One more time. I release resistance and welcome the flow of abundance an opportunity into my life. And here's another extra exercise that you can do today just to test your receptivity. So on my website, charlenemurphy.com, you'll see that I offer quizzes. And one of those quizzes is a how receptive are you really? Take that quiz. They're free, they're easy, and you can find out just how receptive you are. And I think that everybody thinks that they're really receptive, but until you put yourself to the test or take the quiz and question yourself and put yourself in those scenarios, then you start to observe a different reality, a different truth. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize that I was blocking myself there, right? And so the whole purpose of this cleanse is to relieve ourselves of our blockages and allow ourselves to be in the flow and allow ourselves to be in that flow of abundance and prosperity and to achieve all the things that we want and that we truly desire. All right, guys, so until tomorrow, take good care, and I'll see you soon. All right, take care.